1, go. Alright.
And we're off.
Alright, so this is the, probably the hardest scenario in the game. There's a lot more RNG involved in this scenario than any of the other ones.
And a great deal of the speed that he's going to be looking for is to try and get these lines as directly as possible from point to point.
So this is the PC version. You can actually skip the door loads in the PC version, but the cutscenes are not skippable like the GameCube. So basically, there's an optional way to skip the doors, or any loading with any of the stairs or anything like that. Basically, you want to wait 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds to get. For most of the doors, it's as soon as the knob starts turning.
So these crows are terrible. That is a huge amount of the RNG. Is like the random animal physics. The way they can attack you can really catch you off guard.
Alright, so ordinarily I wouldn't pick up that herb, but I want to be safe, because I can get wrecked by Mr. X coming up here.
Speedrun strats. There are little points you'll notice we're trying not to get caught around like door frames or like just random objects that'll like stutter our movement. And like that was a really good insertion into the stairwell. Like you gotta have as smooth movement as possible.
I gotta be careful not to use the herb here, because normally the valve is in the slot that the herb is in.
And we've got a puzzle solved.
Alright, so the first big dodge is coming up. I may screw it up. We're going for the YOLO strat for pretty much everything here.
Are we really?
Yeah.
This is like, hell yeah.
This dodge is pretty much frame perfect. So, no, didn't get it. So that's why we picked up the herb, just in case.
Clothesline. Oh no. Ooh, we have 400 biddies from King Sea Salt cheering for Abomination. Let's go.
You don't have to read out the donations.
I mean, you know, shout outs to chat though. Mayo's in chat, let's go.
Alright, so these liquor dodges, the way into that room, kind of, it's kind of RNG based. There's a little bit of manipulation there you can do.
Alright, so menuing for the item boxes is incredibly quick. You can see him just flip through that instantly.
Yeah, part of a big part of the run is menuing optionally, which I'm not great at it. There's certain menus I'm good at. Alright, so the next big dodge is very RNG based. There is a safe strat for it, but of course, we're not doing that. Why would we do that?
Yeah, this is ESA. We're going for world record, actually. Just to let you know, chat.
Alright, so there's going to be a little bit of a break coming up with probably about a 45-second cutscene. So if there are any donations that you want to read, now's.
Hey, thank you very much. I'd just like to remind everybody that we are raising money for the Movember Foundation, and the Movember Foundation is investing in research to find out how to give men the best possible outcome after their diagnosis. Programs like 2NTH, Global Action Plan, and prostate cancer outcomes are bringing together the best minds around the globe to have an unprecedented collective impact. Annual Movember campaign is a key way of getting men the information they need to take charge of their health, make informed treatment decisions, and empower them to take action where necessary, and we thank you all for your support.
Claire, you made it.
Nice.
Alright, so Story-wise, this is, if you're playing Claire A, which is the scenario you need to play to unlock B normally, this is where you would first meet Leon as Claire, aside from, obviously,
Leon, I'll go look for her. You go and find us a way out of here.
Of course.
So, Claire's gonna go after the little girl we just saw, and Leon's gonna find a way out. Even though Claire just ignores the rest of the game.
Claire, you'll notice, wearing the perfect outfit for a zombie apocalypse. Gives you maximum mobility.
Alright, so that dodge, slightly RNG, but that's okay.
Ooh.
We got most of it. Ideally, you obviously want to dodge that last zombie, but that's fine.
Yeah, you can actually get hit and like chained into by 2 or 3 of the zombies sometimes. Pretty brutal. So we got through that pretty much scot-free.
Here comes the first big puzzle of the game. Basically, all you need to do is push these statues to the opposite side.
This is kind of a training dummy, though, for the hardest boss in the game later. Big boss block.
So the gray statue you want to push 8.5 times, and then the bronze statue you can push 9.
And you'll see a lot of these Resident Evil 2 puzzles tend to revolve around pushing a block to a different location.
So just because I'm kind of still low on health, I'm going to pick up this herb down here because I want to avoid going in. The next dodge is probably the hardest dodge in the game. It's not the most dangerous like YOLO, but really hard to get. So now we're just going to go get the second red jewel. Nothing really exciting about this, but some more menuing coming up, so. You want to make sure to avoid all the chairs and the podium there, otherwise you're going to get caught down.
Yeah, we're trying to keep these lines as clean as possible from one point to another.
And obviously you want to mash the open button as much as possible so you can open up the doors as quickly as possible. So in an A scenario, there would be a cutscene in this room because you can watch Marvin turn into a zombie. He's already a zombie now, so we don't care about him. Yeah, that dodge, one of the hardest dodges.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, sometimes he goes turbo zombie and just chews you up. Can be brutal.
That room is one of the harder ones that when we come back through there. That zombie you can just kind of push right out of the way. He doesn't care. Basically, if the zombies have their arms up, you can kind of squeeze by them. It's when they turbo at you is when you get grabbed most of the time. Alright, so there's going to be a decently long cutscene, so if you have any donations, this would be another good time.
We currently don't have any donations, but again, we are raising money for the Movember Foundation. We do have a bid war in a couple of hours, or not a bid war, sorry, a donation set in a couple of hours for Valley any %. So please get those donations in. We thank you all for your support, even if you aren't donating and are just sharing, obviously, the link to the marathon with friends, family, etc.
Alright, so this is where we first meet Ada. You're going to hear her name a lot in this run. Leon loves to say, so just be prepared for that.
I heard he was locked up in the cell block.
Ada and Leon have this beautiful will they or won't they relationship. And luckily, since the cutscenes are not skippable, we get to see all
Yes,
of it.
there's some golden dialogue in this.
Give me a hand here, will you?
They also spelled emergency wrong on the truck here. They spelled it with an EY at the end. Just, I hope they keep that as an Easter egg in the remake.
That would be excellent.
So we're gonna come up and meet one of the other main characters of the game here. Sort of main character, Ben. He's a reporter who came to basically snoop on the police chief because there were rumors revolving him working with Umbrella. So there's gonna be one more cutscene right here. So how you approach this door is kind of important, because if you run past it, it's a time loss. Because basically Leon will keep going, and then he'll have to turn around in the cutscene, and it won't start until he gets up to the jail cell like that.
Is this the guy?
Ben, you told the city officials that you knew.
This is where Ben asks who Ada is, and she just immediately says she has a boyfriend, so he gets shot down immediately.
I'm trying to find my boyfriend. His name's John. He was working for a branch office of Umbrella based in Chicago.
And for those who have played RE1,
His name
you know.
is John.
For those of you who have played RE1, you know that the password for the computer is John and Ada.
Even if I did, why would I want to tell you?
So she was dating John to get secret information
Okay, I
about
say
Umbrella.
we leave him in there. Does anyone know where they put the key to this cell? I have it right here, officer.
And coming up, we'll be actually playing as another character. There's two times in this scenario where you play as Ada, so that's coming up very soon here.
Like I said, I'm not leaving this cell. Get out
As you
of
can
here
see,
before
Ben
you
is a
leave
very
it
brave
to
man.
me. Hey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm the only cop left alive in this building. What? Look, if you want to live, then you're gonna have to leave with me.
What?
But do you even know how to get out of the city? There's a kennel in the back of the building. Inside
Who are
the
you?
kennel is a
I have a
manhole.
boyfriend.
Go through and it'll lead you to the sewer entrance, but it won't be easy.
All right.
So I
I'm
just
going.
want to take a little bit of time to shout out two people. The first is my senpai, Zek. He's the world record holder for most of the categories in RE2, and he's probably the person who I've learned the most from. And then the other person is Vixie, another RE2 runner. She has really pushed me to get better at the game, so... Oh, I forgot I have the herb here. Whoops. So ordinarily that herb wouldn't be there, and the slot I went to initially would be where the crowbar is, but since I have the herb, I screwed up the menu and I forgot that the menu was changed. So these spiders... Of course I got poisoned. So now that I got poisoned, I have to go get this blue herb.
Poisoning does the same as you having low health.
Yeah.
Being in caution will make you run about 10% slower.
So that's typically about a 13-second time loss. That was really unfortunate because basically I just tried to pass him and immediately he shot poison at me. So hopefully that doesn't happen again, otherwise I'm going to be screwed for a little bit because the next blue herb isn't until after the first big
My
boss.
name's Leon. I'm with the RPD.
So this is where you play as Ada. Leon's going to give her a boost
Think we can get
up into
upstairs
that
through this
ventilation
shaft?
shaft, and
Give me a
we'll meet
boost.
Cherry
Go
again.
and check.
But yeah, those spiders, it's on the way to this room, it's always RNG where that second one is. The first spider, affectionately known as Sydney in the community, is always the same. That second spider, known as Steve, he is always random. So he could be behind that wall, he could be waiting in the alleyway there for you.
Cute.
Um,
That little girl must
it's
have
all
brought
random.
this. I think I'll hold on to it for her.
Alright, so now we're playing as Ada. We're coming to one of the best puzzles in the game, one of the hardest.
Definitely one of my favorites. It's a classic, for sure.
So basically what we need to do is we need to form a bridge box, kind of like an RE1.
They do look very similar to the Aqua Ring boxes.
Oh, they're the same. They just reused them,
Are
yeah.
they?
So you don't need to actually push the boxes in all the way. The first box you can just push in like 6 1/4. This one you can push in just 1 1/4 and it should be good. They'll just kind of magnetize to the wall there. like so.
Nice. We did it.
We're in there.
Clap.
Genius.
Big brain puzzle solving skills.
So all this was just to grab that key and then for Ada to show off her cannon arm and throw it back over to Leon.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was... I think I may have gotten her both there. That's okay, though, because the damage to Ada doesn't even matter.
Leon, can you hear me?
Ada, did you find anything?
Right here.
Alright, gonna throw it somehow past him through the vent
Hey,
with precision.
I can't reach the ventilation hole. I'm going to have to find another way.
She
around.
is a secret
I'll
agent,
catch up with
to
you
be fair.
This key kind of has a wonky box to pick it up. Sometimes you can run past it if you don't make the right line.
Leon, come in. I found
So now we're gonna go where Claire just was, and we're gonna actually meet Mr. X again coming up
Got it.
for another frame perfect dodge that I'm gonna try and get.
Let's go.
So the spiders on the way back they're always in the same position, so you don't really need to worry about any RNG here. Run past that guy.
Nice. The key gets stuck in there and then the game's over. Everybody just gets eaten.
Alright, so these dogs you can just run past. They don't really care until you're way past them.
What is a horrifying experience for a casual player is actually just nothing.
Alright, so this upcoming is the first mandatory bite of the run. There's no way to dodge these guys. You just kind of got to take it.
But luckily, since they both bite at the same time, you can like elbow drop them both at once.
Yep.
That way they can't go back and forth.
So
Ooh, nice dodge there.
coming up are two of the hardest dodges.
Ooh, nice. We got through the room. That's great.
Yep. So this room is pretty one of the more memorable scenes for me as a kid, and you'll see why. So basically, in B scenario, if you take this first aid spray, that liquor just jumps through the entire glass. And upcoming is another puzzle. This one's actually a little different. It's not a box pushing puzzle. So basically, if you read the stove thing, it gives you a hint. You just need to light in the correct order.
Puzzle solved.
And then Mr. X appears. I actually take that back. This isn't frame perfect. This is easy dodge coming out for this one.
Doesn't really speak. No.
He speaks with his emotion. Right now, his emotion is Kool-Aid Man. So this is another pretty hard dodge. But we got it, no problem.
Ooh, easy. Easy game, easy life. Let's go.
So we're gonna have to go back through the liquor room again. This is probably my least favorite room in the game, because I have not been able to find a consistent way to get this liquor to run.
Liquors are one of the most deathless creatures in the game. Not only in terms of unsettlingness, but also just their ability to kill a run is terrible.
Yeah. So now we need to avoid this liquor while putting these gems in the... I got lucky there.
Ooh, we got really good art.
Yeah, like, if you get hit there, it's an automatic caution. I could still get put into caution, which would really slow me down, but we're going to try and go for this frame-perfect dodge here. So, ordinarily, if you were Claire, you'd meet Irons here, but he doesn't exist in Beyond's universe. And now we're going to get a crank, because what would a Resident game be without a crank in it?
Have to have a crank. It's not a good game if there's not a crank.
Alright, so we're going to meet Mr. X here again, and this is one of the hardest dodges in the game. I didn't get it. I wasn't riding the wall close enough, so if you kind of hug that wall, you can get him. You can bait him to swipe at you, and then dodge upward and dodge him. But it's very precise because if you miss the window, you're gonna get hit and probably knocked up against that wall.
But all things considered, it's acceptable losses.
Yeah.
Oh.
The world record run, he actually gets Zach hit on that. So we're gonna put away the key. We don't need it, and we're gonna grab the handgun again. This is another dodge that's kind of tricky. See if I can get it. There we go. Alright, so we're good now. We're good. So, as long as I don't get hit by Birkin, I'll be able to stay in fine for pretty much the rest of the run. And here comes the library puzzle. Probably my least favorite, honestly, because these triggers are awful for moving the bookshelves. So there's a picture there, I don't know if you guys saw, but you need to basically just push these first two bookshelves to the right, and that's all. And there you go. Hard puzzle, but...
Beautiful.
And now we're going to make our way up to the third floor and grab the last plug. So in Claire's scenario, there's actually a liquor on this floor, but Leon, you don't have to deal with it, luckily. The geometry in this room is really wonky. You can get caught on a lot of edges, so it's better to be safe, but optimal movement in this room is quite hard.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of junk and stuff.
So now we're going to grab the last plug, and we're going to slide down the chute. Alright, so if there are any donations, this is actually a good time also. We're about to hit the cutscene.
Get away!
Okay, whilst we are raising money for the Movember Foundation, we would also appreciate it if you would consider using your Twitch Prime in the channel. Twitch Prime goes towards us being able to host more ESAs and giving you more speedrunning all the time.
Alright, so we just saw the main antagonist of the game, Birkin, just absolutely destroy Ben with his lifting arm.
Answer. Damn. I don't believe this. I almost got the story.
So this is a very sad moment.
Oh, yeah.
Ben.
Very
So we need to get an F in chat for Ben and his beautiful ponytail.
Co-conspirator. Get that scum. Make him pay.
My God.
Get that scum.
Make him pay.
And now they're just gonna act like nothing happened, really.
Leon.
Huh. Well, how about that?
It's even funnier in A's scenario where he gets ripped in half instead of just getting bludgeoned to death.
Ada, wait. Hey.
And here starts Leon's frustrations for Claire not listening to him.
Are you crazy? The streets are still crawling with zombies.
It'll be all right. Trust me. We found a way to the sewer.
So, as you just heard, Claire found a way out.
Claire! Wait! Man, why doesn't anyone ever listen to me?
Why doesn't anyone ever listen? So coming up is the first boss fight. We're going to be using what's called Quick Shot. It allows you to shoot basically twice as fast. So basically all you need to do is tap the aim button after you shoot as fast as you can. Alright, we got good RNG there. I didn't get bit or spit on by that spider, so we're good. We're golden.
Nice. Spiders are legitimately... Well, no, they're not lickers. They're so bad.
Alright, so as you can see, Birkin only lifts with his right arm. He doesn't bother using his left. So this boss, it's super simple. All you do is you just start shooting. There's no dodging or anything required.
It's kind of more of a technical boss. You have to get these quick shot rounds off that let him kill the boss as quickly as possible.
I screwed up there because I miscounted, but that's fine. So normally you don't need to wait for him to fall off like that, but I miscounted the amount of shots I had. It takes 6 shots to kill. Not a big deal. You also get to hear his amazing death scream if you wait, so it was worth it. I just wanted to be sure I didn't waste any ammo, because this run, you basically can't waste any ammo. If you do, you run's impossible. You need to try and beat it with a knife, so good luck with that.
I was there, Leon. I know.
Look, Ada. As an officer, it's my job
I
to look
know.
out for you. But we're not going to get through this
Here you
alive.
see Ada giving Leon some sass.
Okay?
So coming up is the second portion where you play as Ada. It's super short, super simple. There's not really any enemies to dodge or anything like that. And you gotta be careful not to pick up these orbs here. I have seen happen. They're so close to the door.
That's pretty tragic.
Here is where Leon gets sniped by a sniper with a handgun. Now the nice thing about Leon's run is when you regain control, Ada bandages him up with some sewer bandages. So of course, sewer bandages are going to heal him. You want to unequip the handgun. It saves about a second in this cutscene coming up. These cockroaches can actually stun lock you to death if you get enough of them to grab you.
Is that real?
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
And coming up is the longest cutscene in the game. So if there's any donations or anything you need to say, go for it.
Thank you very much. I'd like to remind everybody that we are raising money for the Movember Foundation. Testicular cancer strikes hard and strikes early. Around the world, it is among the leading cancer diagnoses in men and boys aged between 15 and 40. Better than 95% of cases in the developed world are cured, but for the 1 in 20 men who are not, this is still a death sentence. The Movember Foundation is investing in treatment, educational and support services to improve outcomes for men and boys who have survived testicular cancer. We are looking at why some men get testicular cancer and why some men respond better to treatment than others through programs like GAP, and we really appreciate your support.
What?
John's dead.
Alright, so this is probably my favorite line in the game coming up. Ada and Annette Birkin, who is Sherry's daughter, and the boss I just fought, her husband, or her wife. That's Birkin's wife. So she sees that Ada has the pendant that Sherry dropped earlier, so they get into a little bit of a scuffle, and it's really too bad.
Then that must mean
Oh my god.
the police department is precisely my husband, William. And it's all Umbrella's fault.
None of this would have happened if they hadn't tried to.
Annette is very paranoid at this point because Umbrella tried to steal all the...
Where did you get that pendant? It looks exactly like the one I gave Sherry.
She dropped it. I've been holding on to it for her.
Liar! Give it back to me!
So here comes the best struggle and the best fight in the game. She feels very remorseful she punched her off the railing.
Too bad.
Too bad.
Too bad. Too bad. Get some too bads in chat.
So this screen, this black screen coming up here is technically a loading zone. So you wait. I screwed that up. You're supposed to wait for the water drop, but you gotta wait for it to load up. If you skip a door too early, it's a time loss. This is a very easy section to get poisoned in because of all the spiders.
Wow, that is a too bad emote, actually. One day, Blake, emo.
So we want to equip the handgun here because we're going to use it on the next, I guess, it's more of a mini boss than a regular boss. But we're going to be using it coming up here. And ordinarily, if this is a scenario, there would actually be a boss behind this next door. But canonically, it was killed by Claire in here, so we don't have to worry about it. We can just run through this giant hallway. Nothing to see, nothing suspicious about it. But yeah, normally you'd fight a giant alligator in here.
Exploding its face with an explosive gas canister?
Yeah, something like that.
Leon.
Alright, so here's where we get healed. Ada heals up Leon with her sewer bandages.
I'll patch you up.
And she tells Leon that John's dead, and you can tell she's very sad.
That's two I owe you.
Don't mention it.
I just found out.
Long, awkward silence in between them.
What?
Never mind. Let's just get out of here. The sooner the better.
So now we're gonna leave the sewer and make our way. But first we need two items. We need the Eagle Crest and the Wolf Crest. Both are actually in RE1. This item trigger is kind of a pain because if it may look like you're on it where you're able to use the valve, but rest assured you have to be pretty precise with using it. Really stupid. I've lost seconds multiple times. Is a big deal when you're trying to go for world record or sub 53. Occasionally, Ada can block you here from jumping down, so luckily she didn't this time. She's actually more of a nuisance than a help. So that's why I always hope she gets poisoned by one of these spiders, but it's not going to happen this time.
Oh man, almost got her.
So, for some reason, draining the sewer unlocked that door. Oh, it almost got her.
Oh man.
This next room, the lines have to be kind of precise because you have to hit the switch, and if you're off, Leon will, like, walk extra, which obviously uses up time. Loses time, rather.
Playing games fast. You don't want to walk very much if you can help it.
And upcoming is a mini boss. So this boss is easy. All you need to do is shoot his arm 5 times. But his arm has to appear 5 times before you can shoot. So, or rather, you have to shoot it when it appeared 5 times. Okay.
It's kind of like he's reaching in for the last Pringle that he can, but he can't help it reach.
Yeah, basically. Perfect. Ada finishes him off, and now we're on our way. So there is the last mandatory hit of the game coming up. I mean, you could try and stagger the zombie, but you only have like 2 or 3 shots with the handgun to wait. So I would never recommend trying to stagger him to get past him because you could still get bit. And sometimes Ada will shoot him and he won't get knocked. And that's the worst. Alright, that dodge is actually super difficult. So I'm glad we got past that.
Very nice.
We finally arrived. There must be something hidden here.
The mayonnaise is going A. Alright, so now we're gonna go see Mr. X for the second to last time. This dot, you can't dodge him here. It's nearly impossible. It's only really been done in past runs of the game, so I'm not even gonna try.
Huh. I thought this was a world record.
Julian knows all about it. Alright, we're gonna pick up this ammo, we need it. Use the key and then bring up the train.
Come on, let's go.
So, we're gonna get on the train and fight one of the more nerve-wracking bosses. And then we'll be in the last section of the game.
Ada! Ada! Can you hear me? Come on, snap out of it!
Headshot.
Alright, so we do need to come in here and pick up the only other ammo pickup we need in the game. I'm always scared when I play this. So you want to take kind of a wide turn here, because if you don't, you can get caught on the train when you try and turn around to evade his attack. The line I took wasn't optimal, but it was safe at least. So this is Birkin's third form.
Okay, ass.
Alright, so that was pretty much a perfect fight. You need to shoot him 6 times, turn around and run, and then you need to do 4 quick shots on him.
Nice.
So we've got a short cutscene coming up if you've got any donations.
Thank you very much. We have a $5 anonymous donation who says, I love you, Blake, love King. A $10 anonymous donation with no message, and also a $10 donation from King Seasalt, who says, to my boy Abomination, accomplishing another goal. I'm so happy to see you do big things. Much love to ESA and all the runners for all the amazing runs. Keep it up, guys.
Go.
Nice.
Thanks for the kind words,
Shout out
guys.
to chat.
Is it just me, or does everybody always
Love you
ignore
guys.
what I say?
Good to see you tonight.
It's my job to look after you.
But you'll be in danger if you stay with me. I know I've only known you for a short period of time.
So here again, Leon gets very angry because women don't listen to him.
I know. I'm not capable of caring about anyone.
I think we already passed that line, but
I don't want
he got
to-
angry at Ada.
We're leaving this place together. Wait here for me. I'll be right back.
So now we're on the last act of the game, the lab. So coming up is one of the harder rooms in the game. It's another, of course, liquor room. There is a bit of RNG manipulation here to get the liquors to do what you want. But for now, we're just going to be riding a couple elevators. Here we go. This room is hell.
This is coming up on the final boss.
Oh.
The true final boss.
Yep. Didn't get it. Gotta use the first aid spray, unfortunately. Alright, so that was fine. That was fine. I could have gotten killed there, honestly, had I gotten hit by those lickers. So there's a little bit of a very small glitch coming up with the elevator. I'll explain it when I get there, but... So basically we just turn on power so we can use the elevator. Now with the elevator, as soon as you hit, yes, you want to aim. Otherwise Leon will go to the basically the other side of the elevator and then walk to the door instead of being right by it. You want to kill that zombie because that dodge really hard. And aiming down, you'll aim faster, so that's why I shot at his leg. So just in case there is a first aid spray in this room, I'm going to actually pick it up. Because there's another room that can really screw you over and chance of getting killed if you're low health.
This room just happens to be one of the coolest.
Yeah.
Just like the cryo room. It's radical.
This is actually where they freeze the dinosaur DNA plate. And just like that, a fuse is born.
Beautiful. Beautiful miracle fuse boy.
Alright, so now we gotta go put the fuse in to unlock the rest of the doors in here. And we're on our way.
Locked in.
Alright, so coming up is actually a enemy that's basically exclusive to the lab plan. All you really need to do is just run past. There's nothing to it.
More weird looking than anything.
Alright, this room is probably my least favorite room in the game. Good. There's a little bit of an RNG manipulation there. Basically, how I do it is I run to the wall. When I hit that light thing on the side of the wall, I'll turn. I won't forward or anything. I'll just turn. And most of the time, you'll get that second licker to try and tongue you. And then the third licker to to try and lunge at you.
Lewd.
Alright, so you want to get that second zombie there to launch at you. It just makes it easier to get past on the way back.
Nice.
Right, that room can be difficult. The return trip here through this liquor room is very difficult. In my PB, I did manage to dodge them all. But it's extremely hard. It requires just a little bit of luck. Yep. That's...
Man. RNG's struggle bus on this run.
Yeah.
But we're getting through.
That's alright. We've got the safety fast in case I need it. Hopefully I'll get a damageless tyrant fight. Alright, so coming up is a fairly difficult dodge. Basically, you just want to kind of try and hug the wall and avoid the zombie. And we got it. The naked zombies actually do more damage than the regular zombies. They do 50 damage as opposed to 30.
Makes makes sense. I'm usually hungrier when I don't have clothes on.
Alright, so if there are any donations to read, now would be a good time.
I know what you're looking for.
Cool, thank you very much. Now would be a good time to remind everybody that we are raising money for the Movember Foundation. Poor mental health affects men and boys of all ages across the community and means that they cannot live their lives to the full. Connecting with friends and family helps to protect men from poor mental health and suicide when the tough times come, but too often men feel like they can't share their problems. To give men and boys the best chance of a happier, healthier and longer life, the Movember Foundation is helping to develop better strategies so that men have the support they need to address their mental health problems rather than trying to go it alone. And they are working to determine how to improve social networks of men and prevent the findings. We thank everybody for
That's a
listening.
lie.
Alright, so coming up is actually another extremely hard dodge. This one is also frame perfect, but this one I can pretty much hit consistently, unlike unlike the other one.
Ada wouldn't do something
So
like that.
hopefully she gets this one.
Want to believe it, I don't really care.
Easy game, easy life.
It's hard for me, Julian.
The call-outs too real.
This is the hardest boss of the game. It's just pushing a bot.
Oh my god, here it goes.
If you screw up this box push, you are gonna lose probably around 20 to 30 seconds. So the two things about this is that you can get it caught on this console here, and then you can also not give yourself enough space to push it here as well. You need to come up from under it, basically.
And there's some like quirky little spots you have to slide into.
Yeah, and you can if you squeeze past it, you need to start the puzzle basically all over again.
You see how like Blake narrowly snuck into that little split. He just got himself all the way up in there. Killed it.
World record is 53 or 52:37, but we measure in game time. So I don't know what my time is. My in-game time is right now. I'm probably like at least 30 to 40 seconds behind my peak pace right now.
Run!
All right, so here is one of my favorite lines in the whole game. So Mr. X falls into the lava and turns into the last boss. But we'll see that. We need some F's in chat for Ada.
Leon, please.
Let's get some Adas in chat.
Yeah, we need some people yelling Ada coming up here.
I can't just leave you behind.
Very, very sad.
I'm just a woman who fell in love with you. Nothing more.
Oh god.
Oh man,
Feels bad.
so sad.
Bible phone.
Ada.
Ada. No.
Ada.
Self-destruct sequence has been activated. This sequence may not be aborted. All employees proceed to the emergency car at the bottom platform.
What am I even fighting for? So, picking up this key can actually be kind of a pain in the ass, because you can actually overrun it pretty easy. Spooky, ominous claw. Alright, so now, basically we're gonna go rescue Sherry. Super simple section. So, if there's any donations or anything, go for it.
But never mind that right now. Leon, you have to go back and get Sherry
We got no donations at the moment, but just to remind everybody that we are still raising money for the Movember Foundation. We do have some donation incentives coming up quite later in the day. The next set of donation incentives are for Valley for the 80% run for that. So keep those donations coming, and we thank you for all your support.
Are you there? Claire!
So unfortunately, I can't do the elevator glitch coming up where you aim. You need a gun equipped, then it's just faster to not bother equipping a gun than trying to do the glitch. So we're just gonna make our way back to the main floor and pick up Sherry, and then we'll be at basically the last boss. There's two more bosses, but the last one is kind of a pushover. So Sherry's been infected by the G virus because Birkin infected her. So right now Claire's off getting the antidote for it.
Sherry? I've come to get you out of here. Claire is waiting for you.
Now we need to wait for this. And we're going to see a super cool elevator where it can go sideways. I was always fascinated by this as a kid because I like the idea of an elevator that goes sideways.
It's magic.
It really is.
It's like some Willy Wonka shit.
I hear Willy Wonka actually owns Umbrella.
That makes sense. All the zombie research was actually to make a flesh-tasting candy.
Right, so right now the goal is to restore power to the train so we can...
Just rest here for now. Claire should be back soon.
And now we have to go to the back of the train, key here. Then we need to go back to the front of the train, exit the train, and open up the door that this key goes to. Ordinarily, this would be... It's more or less just so the developers had an area for you to save for the last boss. You know, obviously. Get any items you needed, but it's kind of further run.
It does a good job of, like, setting up the scene for the
Yeah.
boss, too.
Minutes until detonation.
Alright, so now we gotta go get the giant power plugs to turn the train on. That's what it required. See? Giant power plug. Coming up is probably one of the harder... I would say probably the hardest boss of the game, honestly, just because, in terms of a speedrun, because he can really whack you around. So now we have to fight the Tyrant. This fight is important because you need to start off this way or you're going to get hit immediately, but you need to turn and then just run straight, otherwise he's going to get you. Alright, I staggered him, which was really good. Because if not, he was really going to hit me and I was going to get knocked way back. So now it's important to make sure you have enough space to pick up the rocket launcher, but not too much so he doesn't dash at you. You can also waste a rocket on this part if you shoot too quickly. You need to make sure the rocket launcher is set on Leon's shoulders, otherwise the hit detection is all wonky. And in a speedrun, if you waste the rocket, it's done. You have no way of beating the game, essentially. So that would have been very sad in a marathon setting if I had...
Luckily, this is not the darkest timeline. We're doing okay.
So here come the last zombie dodges of the game. need to open up the gate for the train and then get back on the train and get it moving.
Zombie butts.
So hot. Alright, we made it through there. And now on to the last boss. So there's a cutscene that's gonna play here, but it's a CGI one, so we can skip it. But basically, Leon leaves without Claire, and Claire has to make some acrobatic moves to jump on.
Warning, biohazardous outbreak imminent.
So this last boss is really more of a set piece than anything. I don't think I've ever seen anybody die on it, except for my mom when I was a kid.
What's wrong?
I don't know. The door won't open.
It's pretty impressive that you got her to play. She beat it?
Oh yeah, my mom loved Resident Evil.
That's awesome.
Yeah. My mom would play, like, she would get us video games for Christmas and she would play them before she gave them to us. One time I walked in on her playing Spyro, so I got that early.
Gotta make sure it's appropriate for your kids, you know?
Yeah, I don't want to say what this boss looks like, but I think you guys can figure it out.
Nice. Looking good.
Man, that is a sight to behold. So you can actually kill this boss early if you have quick shots. So I'm gonna try and nail all my quick shots to beat him as quickly as possible. Alright, there we go. And he's dead. So yeah, you pretty much need all your ammo for this boss. And time is going to be as soon as the screen turns black in the next room I enter.
I just love the way it flexes. It's a weird flex, but okay.
Alright, so now, coming up now. Right. And that was RE2.
Nice.
So let's see.
We made it.
Oh, I got a sub 54. That was actually what I was shooting for, so I'm pretty happy with that time. So
That's excellent.
yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I really worked hard to get to this point in the game. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it.
So this has been Blake, abomination1212. Give him a follow. He's the best. He streams almost every night.
Yeah.
And almost every afternoon.
Yep.
But good games, chat.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yep.
And I am Tyro69.
Yep. Speedruns Pokemon, so give him a follow.
All the claps.
Yep.
GG's. Dude, good run.
Yo, thank you. Thank you, guys. Alright.
I mean, we're still up. All right.
All right.
69.
69. Yep.
Let's
So
see as many abomeos as we can.
yeah.
before
So
we get banned.
I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. All right. Should I just end my stream then?
Well, Lionheart, come follow Blake at abomination1212. He does it almost every night. Ooh.
Tell a knock knock joke? I don't have any. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
Wait. I've got a knock joke real quick, okay? Blake? All right, Blake, you start.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
All right. I will catch you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. I know they don't want me to leave.
Hello, everybody. This is Barbie X Edge here at ESA Movember. You just watched the Resident Evil 2 Leon B 80% run by Abomination. Thank you for that. I really love horror games. I'm so happy that ESA holds a horror block, and it's not shrinking anytime soon. Keeping in all the scary games for you guys. Coming up next is going to be True Crime New York City. 80% by PMC Trilogy. I don't know how many of you guys know about true crime games, but it's kind of like a GTA kind of game. I actually owned a true crime game, True Crime Streets of LA, on my GameCube when I was younger. I'm not very good at it, but yeah, I'm sure PMC will wreck this run and it'll be really awesome. As far as upcoming bid wars for the game Valley, 80%, there is, let's see, Suitless Glitch. We're needing $25 to reach the goal, or either the Cat Castle, and that's $50 to reach that goal for the Valley 80% run coming up later. So yeah, got my mustache on here hosting for you guys for Movember. donating, you know, to the Movember Foundation, supporting men's mental health and health in general. And yeah, we got this true crime New York City run coming up here. So you guys enjoy. Just gonna check in with tech, make sure everything's okay. Okay? And you guys enjoy this run.
So yes, keep it on mute whenever you're not talking, right?
Oh, keep the Discord on mute?
Yeah, I mean that's what I should do, right? Keep my mic on mute when I'm not talking.
Yeah, I mean I have it voice activity, just since I figured I'd be blasting through the whole time to you guys. But I mean if you want me to do push to talk, I can do that.
No. Either way,
Okay.
I'm cool with you. Do what you want to do.
Okay.
I'll just be here.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to shoot whenever you feel like shooting me a donation, go ahead. I was kind of late shift, so you don't have to do it too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean I'll tell you right now, 20 minutes in and 43 minutes in, there are auto scroller sequences which are super boring and they last about 2 minutes each. So those are great times to just jump in.
And you are live.
Okay, excellent. I